Hey, it's a Sunday night, 9:10 on the East Coast. Game one, Bucks Bulls just wrapped up 93. Is this right? 93 to 86. A victory for the Milwaukee Bucks. Could have done it. Could have done it. There for the taking. Bulls could have snatched it. Could have snatched home court advantage just like that. Instead, it slips away like the first wedgie of the playoffs right into Brook Lopez's hands for an and one. Are you kidding me? Losing on a wedgie? They said it couldn't be done. Nonetheless, what a night. Shout out to the stream team. Coming on in. Oh, yeah. Fun Sunday night game. Saw a lot of people on Twitter, This was a 6:30 p.m. Eastern time tip-off for the Chicago Bulls, Milwaukee Bucks. Been a long weekend of basketball. We had 2 play-in games on Friday night. We had 4 playoff games Saturday afternoon through evening. Sunday started early. Nice game. Heat Hawks. Really nice game. Celtics Nets. People are saying, you know what? Maybe I'm going to go to Publix and get a Subway sandwich. Maybe I'm just going to go take my dog for a walk. You don't need to see this one. This one's a blowout. This one's a blowout waiting to happen. Easy sweep, they say. Go. Enjoy Easter. You can't. Not if you're a real sicko. You stick around because you never know when you're going to get a classic, just like we saw today on a Sunday. Looked like a blowout early, turned into an absolute banger. Thanks for joining us. It's me. Sitting downstairs in the office, raving, heart beating out of my chest. Got my guy Pat Murphy here. Bulls are in goblin mode. Basketball is all day in this house. Shout out to you, Danny Mabley. That's exactly right. Where to begin? How about at the end? This was a close one. First half, I was just happy the Bulls were competitive. And I was thinking, all right, good enough for me. Not embarrassed on national TV, not the joke of the first round, like many were saying would be the case. I was happy with that. Third quarter, what a quarter. A 13-0 run. I started standing for the end of this game in the middle of the third quarter. My kid woke up, ate a joy, came down, and I said, you better stay around. You're the good luck charm. I remember she woke up last year, first night of the playoffs, woke up for Trey Young's game winner against the Knicks. Really makes you think. Told her she's my good luck charm. Nice stuff. 13-0 run. But right there at the end of the third, Pat Connaughton misses a 3. Drew Holiday offensive rebound. Bobby Portis hits a 3. Then we get a Giannis and 1. That was bad news Bears. But it was still close. Still close into the fourth quarter. Few big moments here. I don't know. Minute and a half left probably. Rebound goes up. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Patrick Williams jostle for the ball. A whistle blows. Everyone's looking around. Who could it be? Couldn't be Giannis on his 6th foul, could it? I mean, kind of the textbook definition of over the back, as he was over his back. Nonetheless, not a foul. Called a foul on Patrick Williams, but guess what? That wasn't why the Bulls lost the game. Giannis went out anyways. Bud subbed him out. Guess he didn't want him to foul him out. Fouled him out himself, so he sat until about 15 seconds left in the game. It was Brook Lopez that won this game for the Milwaukee Bucks. A couple of big and ones. He missed a free throw on the second one, but a couple of big putbacks, a couple of tough baskets inside that were really the difference here on a night when nobody could make a shot. And like I mentioned earlier, one of these and ones came off a wedgie. That ball was batted around. Everybody was tip-tap tipping it. Got stuck right there in the rim for just a split second. Not long enough to cause a jump ball. Falls off. Boop. Brook Lopez layup. Anyways, that's the game you needed to win, though. A fun night. Great to see the Bulls competitive in game one after 5 years out of the playoffs. But you got to win that one. If you're going to, I'm crazy. I picked Bulls in 6 with my heart. With my head, I know it's maybe not the smartest choice, but with my heart, Bulls in 6 feels good. And if that's going to happen, you got to win on a night when Chris Middleton the absolute nadir of the Ferris wheel. 4 for 13, just 11 points. Was not the clutch shot hitter that we've seen before. Drew Holiday, 6 of 16. That's not characteristic of Drew Holiday. Just 10 for 29 from the starting backcourt for the Milwaukee Bucks. Can't pull it off. What a night. Lot of bricks. Whole lot of bricks. Whole lot of bricks. Let's see these shooting percentages here. The Bucks finished 40.5% from the field, 26.3% from three. They made 10. That is a high number, at least. Bulls finished 32.3% from the field, 18.9 from three. They only made 7 threes. This was a rock fight. You see it there. Skeets did the title, but it's exactly right. This was a 1990s basketball game. That's why you saw my guy, Big Vucci, posting up time and time again. A weird night for Big Vucci, but what I wanted to do is kind of go through the box score here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rank these players on their performance tonight, just the Chicago Bulls, because here's the deal. The Bulls were winning this game pretty much every stint that Giannis Antetokounmpo was off the floor, except for that last minute when Brook Lopez really won the game for the Bucks. So anyways, we're going to go through this. Giannis, what a night. Not his greatest night, all things considered. 27 points, 10 of 19 from the field, 16 rebounds. Didn't feel like he played incredibly well. It's just the fact every single moment he was out there, you could tell he was the best and biggest player on the court. So yeah, he was doing his thing. Brook Lopez, I thought, was massive in the fourth quarter as well. Anyways, all right, going through the Bulls box score. Let's see. We'll start at the top. DeMar DeRozan, 18 points, 6 of 25 from the field. Hate to say it. I'm getting a lot of messages saying he's DeRosaning out there. Watched a lot of Raptors games over the years. Kept in touch with the Spurs, DeRozan had an MVP-like season. But it's impossible to deny that we haven't seen some stinkers in the past, and might have seen another one tonight. There was definitely a few moments, I thought, with DeRozan where he was getting to his spots. He was going into his pump fake routine. He was getting, somebody to bite on the pump fake, and then wasn't necessarily getting the same calls he would get in the regular season. No surprise. He went to the free throw line 6 times. That's all right. Made all 6 of them, but 9 or 10 is probably more what he was expecting, considering some of the reactions, but 6 of 25 and just couldn't get it going. So for DeRozan, I'm going to go B-. He is just not the greatest. A very mediocre game in a game when you needed DeRozan to have a big game just to possibly steal game 1 on the road. That game's there for the taking if DeRozan has, a 7.5 out of 10 kind of game. Next up, Patrick Williams, 1 for 3 from the field, 5 points. Patrick Williams saved his grade here, to be quite honest, in the fourth quarter. Had a layup going straight at Giannis, finishing through, had a rebound, but he did not want to take a shot in the first half of this game. It was good to see him getting minutes in the fourth quarter. I thought that was good. I thought he was contributing on the defensive end, but I'm just going to go with a C for Patrick Williams. Would have liked to see more aggression, which is kind of always the story. All right, moving on. Nikola Vucevic, Big Vooch, 24 points, 17 rebounds, 9 of 27 from the field. The percentage looks terrible, 33%. But Vooch had a great game. I'll say it. Vooch had a great game. He missed a real tough one there at the end of the fourth quarter. He missed a lot of dinkers and dumpers. He missed a lot of tippities, but he was aggressive. He was looking for his scoring inside. He was posting up like crazy. I bet Vooch had more post-ups than he's had since the month of February, I would imagine. I don't know. Month of February, who's post-up? Post-ups were back in February. But Vooch, I was rooting for him. He was hitting the glass. He hit 2 threes, 2 for 10. He had some wide open looks that he missed, but that was kind of the case with everybody. But Vooch, I was happy with Vooch's game. All things considered, I thought maybe we were going to get a little of that classic Vooch game 1 magic. That guy loves to steal a game 1. Look pretty close. Vooch, though, 27 shots, only made 9 of them. I think he was 3 for 10 in the first half, which then would make 6 for 17 in the second half. Eesh. All right, Vooch, I'll give you a B+. I'm okay with Vooch. I was enjoying Vooch's game. I thought he was going to take it over the line. I was on Vooch Island, no doubt about it. All right, Zach LaVine, first career playoff game, 18 points, 6 of 19 shooting, 10 boards. I did love the 10 boards. I thought he was trying to contribute in other areas. I thought he was kind of outside of the Vooch post-ups. I thought that LaVine was the guy who was most determined to get to the rim, which is encouraging. Maybe having a week off between the end of the season and the start of the playoffs is good for LaVine's knee, but didn't have a huge impact. Took a 3 with a little bit under a minute left. Must have been like 45 seconds left. It was a quick 3. The Bulls needed a 3. He missed. Would have been a huge shot, but 2 for 10 on the night. Just didn't get it going as the Bulls didn't. I mean, they made 7 out of 37 threes. Tough to win a game like that. So yeah, LaVine, I'm going to go B- here. LaVine B-. All right. Starting point guard tonight. Alex Caruso, 7 points on 7 shots. What else did he do? 2 steals, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Caruso's getting an A. Caruso's getting an easy A here. Easy A. He was all over the place. Obviously, I'm listening to the national broadcast, but I could see Stacey King back there. If you were listening to the local broadcast in Chicago, let me know if this is true. Stacey King had to have said, there's 5 Carusos out there. This guy was everywhere. Caruso looking like the Caruso from the first half of the season that really set the tone for the Bulls from a defensive standpoint, and that made it possible for them to actually have some semblance of a defense. After that first quarter, the Bulls did a really solid job of walling off the paint. You know what I'm saying? Against Giannis. They were making him see a ton of bodies. They were flying around at closeouts. The Bulls were so much more engaged in quarters 2, 3, 4. And a lot of that comes from Caruso. This guy has to play 48 minutes. There's no other way around it. My only concern with Caruso, couldn't make a 3. 1 for 5. Did hit 1 in the fourth quarter, which was nice. But would like to see the jumper come around. Of course, he did suffer a wrist injury at the hands of the dastardly Grayson Allen. Nonetheless, great game for Caruso. Considered him for S tier, to be quite honest, but the shooting wasn't quite there. Tough for anybody to get to S tier on this kind of a night. All right, Coby White, 12 points, 5 of 10 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. Hit the glass, 4 rebounds, played 23 minutes. Coby White, I thought, had a really nice game. Had a nice little stretch in the third quarter where he must have had 5 straight. I think he probably had 7 in the quarter off the top of my head. A lot of big momentum plays during that 13-0 run. Coby was big time. When he's hitting from the outside, that's found money for the Bulls. Not a great 3-point shooting team. He's one of the few on the squad that will actually put shots up. So I thought it was nice to see him have a good game. Now he's got to do it another time. Coby White, I had low expectations, to be quite honest. A-. That's probably too high for Coby White. B+. Let me know. Coby White. B+ it is. Coby was great. The people are saying Cody Nardone's right. Coby was great. A- says Elizabeth Burns. All right, A-. You talked me into it. I'm feeling generous tonight. Some people are saying B+. Forget about it. It's an A- for tonight. All right, next up, minutes-wise, Javonte Green, 17 minutes, 0 points, 1 shot, 2 rebounds. He was competitive. He ran the court. He just didn't get a chance to really finish in a full court transition situation. And he's not going to really be taking many shots, I don't think, in a half court situation. But he probably was on the court for a lot of that 13-0 run. So I'll give you a C+. Thanks for contributing. All right, who else we got? Next on the minutes list, Derek Jones Jr. Derek Jones Jr. Airplane mode. 9 minutes, 42 seconds. Dusted him off. It was great to see Derek Jones Jr. back in the mix, to be quite honest. They had him had him sticking Giannis a few times. It looked like if you had two Derek Jones Jr.'s next to each other would equal the width of one Giannis. Though lengthwise, very similar. So he competed. He ran the court. He was on. He must have been on during the third quarter at some point. He was fine. I'll give you a C as well, Derek Jones Jr. I was more just happy to see him in general. Took a three-pointer. I think he airballed it. Airball mode. But I was happy, you know. Derek Jones Jr. I think the Bulls are at their best when Derek Jones Jr. is contributing, running the court, catching alley-oops. Over under Derek Jones Jr. alley-oops for this? 0.5. He's going over. 1.5 also going over. All right. Derek Jones Jr. next in the mix. 8 minutes, 44 seconds. Ayo Dosunmu. 0 points, 1 shot, 2 assists. Ayo, didn't do much tonight. I'm going to give you a simple C. Ayo. I was expecting a little bit more, but a little underwhelming. But hey, whatever, whatever. I don't really have much to say about Ayo. He was just out there for a little bit. So you're getting a C. Just getting simply a C. C minus, they're saying. People are saying C minus. Did he have an air ball? Did he have a bad air ball? He might have. Saying it generous. Okay, C minus. It was a rough game for Ayo. Okay. All right, final one. Final on the minutes list. Tristan Thompson, 7 minutes. Scored 2 points. What else? 2 rebounds. At one point, maybe it was the end of the third quarter, he was hugging Giannis Antetokounmpo, 35 feet from the hoop, just hugging him. Just 100% hugging him. So that was funny to me, but he didn't do anything. And he also didn't seem to make anybody mad at him. So that's a win in my book. Give me a C. Give me a C. I feel like if you just came on the bench and you didn't do anything, but you didn't hurt anything, you're getting a C. So nice night for Vooch, all things considered. Great night for Caruso. Happy to see Kobe White doing the thing. But if you get better performances from DeRozan or Levine, literally just either one of them, I think the Bulls can steal that game. And then you're looking at a little bit different series. I don't think the Bulls are really going to steal it, but game one would have been nice. Would have been nice to be gentlemanly swept, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, the people are saying too nice. Too nice to Tristan Thompson. A D minus, a D plus. Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're probably right. People. One of those nights. Anyways, gonna take a couple of questions. Get your questions in here. I'm gonna answer a couple of questions, and then I'm gonna watch the Suns versus the Pelicans. The Suns versus the Pelicans. People are saying I look tired. Yeah, I've been watching basketball for an entire weekend. It's awesome. I haven't been, exerting a ton of energy. Today was Easter. Had a busy day. Woke up in the morning. Egg hunt, classic. Basket hunt, classic. Went to church. Came home. Whipped up some tie-dye egg salad. Love the week after Easter. I've got 24 hard-boiled eggs just sitting in the fridge. 24 hard-boiled eggs that I want to eat, that I want to use right away. Egg salad. I went blues and greens, mostly blues and greens. Use the gold egg, use the yellow egg. You mix it in with the mustard, the mayonnaise. It's nice. It's a nice look. Not dissimilar if we're being quite honest. So did that. Heat Hawks, of course, nice game. There was also turned into a blowout. So second half, walked down to the lake. They were having an old timey car show, like classic vehicles like a Cadillac Barome or like a Ford Mustang convertible or a Model T Ford. Let me know in the comments if you like an old timey car show, because I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. But the most exciting part about it, on the walk to the lake, we walked through a forest path. It sounds quite magical. As we're walking through the forest path, as we set foot on the very path through the forest, all four of us in the family saw a literal rabbit run across the path, hop across the path. Just like that. We all saw its beautiful ears. It was amazing to see an actual rabbit on Easter. That was magical to me. Would have been cool if it was white. It was a grayish brownish rabbit. It was very cool. So old cars, cool. Seeing a rabbit on Easter, unbeatable. Yeah, Easter magic, they're calling it. Belinda's right. Easter magic. Also painted a birdhouse today. Red and black right now. Gonna add the eyes. Gonna add the circle red emoji. And I don't know what else to make it ballsy. So let me know in the comments. Good ways to make a birdhouse ballsy. Anyways, I'll answer 2 questions here from the stream team and then consume this basketball match because this is such a great weekend. First weekend of the NBA playoffs is our March Madness, so you got to enjoy it. All right, here's a good question from Bogar J. Kids being raised Hawks or Bulls fans? Falcons, Braves, White Sox, Braves, Cubbies. What? I would say they're being raised Bulls fans with, freedom to follow their dreams, to follow their heart's desire. I assume at some point they'll want to choose something opposite of me. That's just how I was. That's how I ended up being a Michigan fan when my dad's an Illinois fan. So, people have seen my Bulls flag outside of my house. I got Bulls stuff everywhere. One of my kids was just clowning on me recently, doing an impression of me that was just me saying, "I'll tell you who won the Bulls game." So, it's great to get dunked on. So there's certainly a Bulls influence in the house. But other than that, I would say if they're Bulls fans, that would be my greatest success. Other than that, they can choose whoever they want. Anyways, yeah, go Bulls. But, they were not back today, not completely. Filthy Cards. Is Easter the most Grateful Dead holiday? Great question. I'll tell you this. It's 2022 right now. 1972. A great year for the Grateful Dead. The Europe 72 tour is a legendary one. If you're ever wanting to get into the Grateful Dead, Europe 72 as an album, it's a great place to start. But they also have the whole tour is now available. As releases. So today I listened to the one from April 17th, 1972. Let's see where it was. Let's see here. I don't know. It's taking too long to load. But anyways, you can follow along with this 50-year-old Copenhagen. Nice. It's a pretty solid set list. So it's nice. I'm following around with a 50-year-old tour, treating it like it's real. What a crazy guy. That's how you do it. What else we got? Okay, so here's some plans for you. I was hoping in general, I'm like, after watching the Bulls game tonight, I think that if the Bucks don't play incredibly well, that the Bulls can keep it close once again. They can have competitive games again. And I'm really hoping it's game 3 because I got the flight booked, got the tickets purchased, got the squad ready for next Friday in Chicago. So I'm really hoping for a tight game 3. And people want to know, here's a good question from Snowy Jello. Best first round matchup ever? I don't know if it's the best ever, but Bulls Celtics 2009 first round, an absolute classic. Derrick Rose's first appearance in the postseason, whole bunch of extra periods, like 2 OT, 3 OT games. I think Ray Allen had a 51-point game. Ben Gordon went into another stratosphere. There's some great memes of Kevin Garnett screaming into Ben Gordon's face because I think KG was out with a knee injury at that point. Really, really, really fun series. So that's probably my vote at this point. What else we got? The Bucks always have really bad stretches each game. They had a cold moment. I mean, when Giannis is in transition, they can score at will. And we've talked about it so many times on the show. If Middleton's not hitting, he takes a lot of tough shots for them. So, their offense is going to look bad if he's having a tough night. But Lopez was massive inside today. And Drew Holiday made a lot of plays, I thought, in the fourth quarter. Oh, spin drift. Very, very carbonated. Incredibly carbonated. But yeah, they have some cold spells for sure, but they also take some threes and, I just miss them. And that's what the case was tonight. Maybe it was both teams being off for a whole week, not being completely in rhythm, but they will make shots and their offense looks a lot better when they're making shots, as does everyone. Apex Frazier, Zach LaVine with the Denzel Valentine type pull up. I don't think it was that bad. Probably a little quick on the trigger for Zach, I would say, but they needed a shot. They needed to make a three. The sooner the better. And Giannis was still out at that point, I think. So good time to get one up. But probably could have worked it a little harder for sure and got a better one. All right, last thing here. This one comes from Chris O'Corrigan here in the stream team. TK, don't be disheartened. The Bulls' restricted scoring went toe-to-toe. Shut down Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday. Don't sleep on them back in the Windy City. I think they'll be competitive once again. The Bulls, most importantly tonight, I would say the Bulls competed. And that was going to be the question to me because you saw the buzz coming into the series. Nobody was excited about this series. I just listened to Zach Lowe and David Thorpe. It was the last thing they wanted to talk about, on Zach's list of most anticipated series. Like I said at the top of the show, people were, ready to go walk their dog instead of watching this game. Everybody thinks it's going to be a sweep. My dad thinks it's going to be a sweep. Giannis has 9 points in the first 7 minutes. Probable sweep. Easy, Dad. But yeah, I was happy to see them really, really play hard and really come close to win and almost steal this game. That being said, this is the game to steal if you're going to make it a long series. So can they do it again? We shall see. They were really committed to walling off the paint to Giannis starting in the second quarter, which I thought was awesome. Unfortunately, they got, they're still undersized compared to the Bucks. So Lopez was able to beat up the glass. Portis was big time on the glass, and that really made the difference on a night when there were a lot of rebounds to be had. So will the Bucks play that poorly again? We shall see. But I think that both teams can certainly be better. Obviously, the Bucks' best is a lot better than the Bulls' best. But, maybe the Bulls' best comes on a night when the Bucks are struggling once again. That sounded nice. I'm going to end on that. Fun night. Fun start to the playoff season. We're back tomorrow. 10 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to be talking about all of the first round series. And this doesn't have anything to do with anything. Just bing bong. I miss that guy. And I just missed the fact that he is going to be not heard from in the playoffs. I'm tap dancing. See you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. Bye-bye. You could stay.